Welcome back, everybody, to a episode about everything horror, where we're gonna now make it into a year-end award episode about our most favorite, best, and worst either game, movies, soundtrack, whatever. This is it. This is our going to be our finale-ish of the year-end awards. First one that we're going to do for the podcast. Hopefully 2018 will be a bang too. So let's get right into this. I know everybody here, which we have some special guests here. We got Lamont, Lightspeed Sonic here with us. We got Barry from Sky High Gaming. We got Crystal from Cristello Labello, and we got the lovely fiance of mine, Tessa Baker. And, of course, you always know me as the guy who doesn't give a shit about anybody but myself. No, I'm just kidding. See, the slap already.
Yeah.
I am known as the Devil Thunder. And, yeah. So the first two categories that we have here tonight is for VR. Unfortunately, most of us here don't have a PlayStation VR, so we're just going to get them out of the way, which will be my fiance and I. And then we can get right into everybody else. So without further ado, babe, what is the best VR game of 2017 that you and me had played?
So the best VR game of 2017 that we have decided on is Until Dawn: Rush of Blood.
Yes. I went with that because I actually had a lot of fun with that. All you got to do is just sit on the couch and you can use the PlayStation motion controllers or controller, which I wouldn't really recommend. But you just you're on a roller coaster and you just shoot targets and the bad guys. It's actually a lot of fun. And it actually makes you feel like you're really on a roller coaster. Like, there's even parts where, like, when I know I gotta go down the roller coaster because of the height thing, I kind of gotta close my eyes because roller coasters make my stomach kind of turn upside down. I like the feeling sometimes, but then with this game, you got so many...
it's realistic.
Yeah, it's so realistic feeling. Tessa's seen me, like, on the couch, like preparing myself for the drop. So it's usually pretty funny around here.
It's entertaining.
Yeah, so, babe, what have you played about Until Dawn that you like about it?
Well, I think I have to agree with you. The roller coaster part is very realistic in movements. You actually feel like you're on a roller coaster. I did like the controls, the shooting mechanics of the game. The monsters, the creatures are pretty neat. So that's what I liked about it, and I'm also a big fan of the game Until Dawn anyways, to begin with, so it was really cool to experiment and play around with the VR version.
I agree. And we'll get to something else in a while, but so now on to the worst VR game of 2017. Now, this one wasn't really a hard choice for me because I played quite a few VR games this year with Tessa, who has watched me, and me and her have gotten to the point where we know if we're enjoying a game or if we're not going to enjoy the game. And for this year's 2017 worst PlayStation VR game has to go to Weeping Dolls. Weeping Dolls has to be the most stupidest thing I think I've ever played in VR this year. And that is because, one, there's teleportation.
And it sucks.
The teleportation really does suck. The control-wise is just horrible. So just controls alone itself is just garbage in the game. And the third reason why I would say it's really bad is because the voice acting of the doll, yes, the doll will talk to you, and it's very annoying. Like, it is so annoying that you want to, like, mute your TV or, like, rip your ears off or something. Like, I don't know who thought of the voice for the doll, but it is...
In short, it's like nails on, like somebody scraping their nails down a chalkboard. It's kind of
like this, but it's a little bit more stupider, and I'm just gonna talk like this now for the rest of the episode. No, I'm not gonna do that.
I will strangle you.
Okay, see, there we go.
That's when I need my voice changer.
Yeah, see? So, that would be our worst VR game, just because with the voice acting, it makes it impossible to even understand the story of what's going on, to really enjoy it, on top of the bad controls and stuff. So that would be the reason why Weeping Dolls is not that great. Hell, just for an added fun fact, before we really get it going, Weeping Dolls, when it first came out, got 2.5 stars when it first got released on the PlayStation Store.
Damn, that's a low.
When it first came out, 2.5 stars. Eventually, more people, I guess, bought it and tried to fix that rating or something, or they cheated that rating system or something, because it's like at 3.5 now, and I don't even agree with that. Anyway, moving on. What is the next category, babe?
The best story for 2017 is...
Barry, what is the best story of 2017?
Oh, that would have to be the Evil Within 2, baby.
All right, Barry,
I love it.
Why is Evil Within 2 the best story?
Hands down, first reason why it's the best story is just because it got you... The way that the developers brought the story together when it comes to Sebastian's child, like the whole search for his daughter, and then you turn out and you find out that the game, he's not only trying to get his daughter back, but he's trying to save his wife too. Like, it's just this very family-oriented game, and it was just amazing because on a lot of the moments it was just one of those touching moments to where, a father and a child, like a father and his child, reunite, or the danger that one child's in because of something that happened with Sebastian's past, or through a agency that wants to pull the family apart. I just love the fact that the whole game, not being a scary aspect of it, but the game, but for the story base. I have not played a well-played story game like that in a very long time, and I think, to be honest with you, the Evil Within top, hands down, blew it out the water, and I couldn't have been more proud to play it and happy to play it, and it's definitely a game that I want to play again.
I agree with that. I'll throw it out there too, besides like what Barry said. I won't lie, the game almost made me cry. Near the end of that story, I won't lie, I was tearing up a little bit. So
yeah, I definitely cried. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'll be a man.
Yeah, I didn't cry, but I could definitely feel the tears were coming. I was just like, oh my god, this is so good and so sad.
You get that choking feeling in your heart. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? Like that's what you got. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, wow, guys, that was crazy. And then I think the best part it was, like, if I can say this real quick, the best part, hands down, was, you went through all this trouble to get your daughter back, and then at the end when they showed everybody going their separate way and you saw Sebastian and Lily in the car and she's smiling at you, I was like, oh, that's fucking amazing!
It's amazing.
Like, yeah, it was
It's amazing.
It was great. It was great.
Crypto, do you got anything else to add to the best story?
I gotta agree. Even though I didn't like some parts of the game, The story itself was fucking phenomenal. I definitely enjoyed the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It's sad, guys. Everybody in the podcast. It'll be a cold day in hell when you see Crystal cry. But she cried, okay?
Is there video proof of this?
Yeah.
All right, I need to find it. Lamont, did you get a chance to play Evil Within 2 or not yet?
I thoroughly enjoyed it. But as far as my best story, I would probably have to pick Resident Evil 7.
You like Resident Evil 7?
Yeah, the story. The gameplay was, but the story itself was cool.
Okay.
Especially the DLC sort of tied up in loose ends.
I haven't gotten a chance to do the DLC, so I wouldn't even know. So, babe, what about you? What, do you have anything to add for the best story of the Evil Within 2, or do you think me, Barry, and Crystal kind of just set it
I
off?
think you guys pretty well covered it. I mean, I'm with Crystal. I cried, especially at the end. It was just a very emotional story, and it was just so good. But it definitely pulled at your heartstrings, and to be honest, I'm already on my second playthrough of it. Because I just love the game so much.
I think I'm on my third right now of the game.
Yeah, I tried starting Classic, and I died, so I had to start over. So I took a break from that, because it was more of a test to see how bad Classic really is. Or not bad, but like what the idea behind it is. So yeah, it's interesting. All right, so next category of 2017 is the worst story of 2017. I don't know if we all can agree on it, because I think, like Lamont was just saying, his best story of this year was his Resident Evil 7. For us, was for what, Crystal?
Outlast 2.
That is right.
Oh boy. This topic's gonna be 3.5 hours long.
That steaming pile of garbage, boy.
Ooh.
All I have to say is, Red Barrels, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the question. I don't think they were thinking. That's the problem. Like literally,
That's pretty much all I have to say about that, is why it's the worst. It's just like, what the fuck were you thinking?
Yeah.
I want to hear why everybody hates this. I want to see this. Go ahead, Paul. I want to hear this shit.
Why I hated Outlast 2. Well, let's start with you were running around like you were a mouse while everybody was a cat. Let's start with that.
You were pretty much running around like 90% of the fucking game. You're running around like a chicken with your head cut off.
I mean, I understand.
You don't really get to it.
Hang on. This is my moment. Barry wanted to know why I hate it, and then you can go on to it. Hang on a minute. So the cat and mouse game got really annoying for, like Tessa was saying, 90% of the game. The other thing is that, yes, I understand, Outlast is known for not fighting. But in this case, there's moments where you should be allowed to at least hit somebody to get by. Especially that crazy bitch, whatever her name is, with the damn...
Martyr,
yeah. Her. Like, oh my goodness.
Poor Barry kept getting castrated by her like there was no tomorrow.
Yep, and we'll have Barry explain that too. And then my final thing for the game is, I want to say it would have been so much better if it was just all done in the school. Everything else was just like, what the fuck is going on here? I'm now in the woods being crucified. Why? Oh, because of some god thing, and it's just like, oh, okay. And then it's just like, oh man, this is not scary at all. If anything, it is annoying with all these enemies that can overpower you. And let's not mention the last thing that I will say before Tessa can say her worst things about it, is how about the aiming of the AI when you're running? When they're throwing the spears or rocks at you, they hit you every single time. I don't know how many times I've died running away from those two guys in the woods because their aiming is, like, perfect. I don't get it. What, Lamont?
Oh, aimbot.
Oh, yeah, aimbot, yeah. Alright, so, babe, now you can take over. What do you not like about Outlast 2?
Well, you pretty much covered most of it, but I'm just going to throw this in. It is pretty freaking bad when I do not want to complete a game. When I just flat out give up on a game and say, that's it, I'm done. That's bad. That is very bad. So yeah. I agree with Paul and everything else. That was my issues with the game too, because I did play it for a good chunk of the time, and then I was just like, okay, that's it, I'm done. I didn't even complete the game, but I watched how everybody else completed it, and I was just like, well, it's probably a good thing that I didn't even, go ahead and complete it, because it just seems like an utter waste of time. So, how about you, Barry?
Oh, like you guys don't want to know. Alright, so why I fucking hate this piece of shit game that we all loved, that we all were so excited to play, called Outlast 2. One, the first reason why I hate it, it's very simple. One, because it was basically Running Simulator 2017. You're running throughout the whole fucking game for multiple times. But the second reason why I hate it is because you have two different sides of the story. You're in the woods because you're trying to find your wife, you're trying to save her, or your girlfriend, or your partner, whatever the hell you want to call it. You're trying to save her, and then it turns around and it takes you into a school situation, okay? And then you're finding out that they're throwing religion in it. And by the way, anybody that watches or plays a game, when you throw religion into a game, it's completely fucking shitty. That's just a known fact. The third reason why I hate the fucking game, I'm gonna give you 4 reasons, Paul, okay? So bear with me on this one. The third reason why I hate the game, they tell me I'm fucking neutered in one game, okay? It was bullshit, okay? It's like, I got neutered, I lost my nuts. Apparently, I grew a small pair back just to get neutered again, okay? I fucking hated that. And finally, the number 4 reason why I hate the game, and this is the reason why I hated it from the get-go, was the fact that there is a sex offender in the game. At the end of the game, it don't matter what it is. You could be running around in the forest, trying to save your pregnant wife, it has a baby. Next thing you know, at the end of the game, throughout the game, you think Jessica hung herself and committed suicide. No, guys, big twist, spoiler alert coming around. She was killed because she wouldn't let a priest stick his penis inside of her. What the fuck, Red Barrel? I don't know what the fuck was going on. I don't know what the fuck you were smoking. Or who the hell you hired, but you're gonna make it be a sex offender game when it comes to at the end of the day you find out there's a priest fucking a little girl. Come on, like that I don't know what else to say. Like I
know what you can say to this. Leave religion out of games.
Leave the sex offenders out of the games.
And please leave the bitches neutering people out the games because I need my nuts. Okay, I don't want to lose them anymore. Please, just leave them out.
Yeah, this game was like a total and utter disappointment from the original Outlast, which we all freaking loved that game. We praised it up and down. It was amazing. And then you get to this steaming pile of shit, Outlast 2, and we're just like, all sitting here like, what the fuck just happened?
And if you want to learn more, please check out the 2.5 hour long podcast that we did on it while drinking. Because that's the only way we could do it. Crystal, what are your top 3 things that you encountered that you might need to add to why Outlast 2 sucks?
Oh boy.
Here we go.
First of all, the story. The story was fucking stupid. Like, if you didn't collect the letters and read all the notes, you didn't really have an idea what was going on. Then, like Barry said, half the time you're in the woods. Then you go to a Catholic school. Then you're back in the woods. Then you got to fuck around with Mr. Tickles. So, I did not like the back and forth. Also, the running simulator. In Outlast 1, yes, you ran. But in this one, no matter even if you try to hide, they fucking found you. It did not matter. I would get into a barrel and they would find me and kill me. And I couldn't get away. The glitches were terrible. You got stuck on the littlest thing. I got stuck in the barrel more than once because the game was glitching so bad. The game was beautiful. I will give them that. It was a beautiful game. But the story, whatever they had in the gameplay, and fucking Mr. Tickles was the only thing that scared me in that game.
Mr. Tickles was the only good thing about it.
Yeah.
Everything
and
else
he was the sex offender. He was the fucking sex offender.
Yep.
What does that tell you? The worst thing in the game was the best thing in the game. That's the fucking bad thing about it. And the whole crucifixion bullshit, like everyone else said, leave religion out of games. It does not bode well when you make a game so impacted around religion. It just does not work.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I definitely have to agree with y'all on the switching back and forth between the environment. That shit just gave me a fucking headache. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, really? Just stick to the school. It would have been so much better if they stuck to the school environment, like Paul said.
Not just that, but look at Outlast 1. It stuck to one place.
Stuck to the asylum.
Yes. And,
the asylum.
Yeah. And that's all they needed to do. And I don't know if you guys heard, but I'm going to throw it out there. They're already starting pre-production on Outlast 3.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, my God.
Yep, they've already started. They've already announced pre-production for...
Oh, hey, guys! Spoiler alert! Guess what Outlast 3 is going to be about? Slavery! It's amazing! That's what we figured it out. Slavery! Outlast 3, slavery! Black people back in the day. Oh, fuck no.
Oh, God.
Bring back slavery, shit.
Oh, man.
At the end of the game, guys, you know what's going to happen? Martin Luther King's going to be like, I have a dream. Yeah, what the fuck, y'all? Come on, man.
Oh, God.
Jesus Christ, Outlast 3. Oh, my God.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, I think we're all set on Outlast for now. Like I said, if you want to know why we really all hate it here even more,
just go watch that podcast.
Yeah, you need to go listen to us.
Just go listen to the 2.5 hour podcast, and you will understand why.
And then you need to go and listen to the
Angry Joe,
the all female Outlast podcast episode.
And then once you listen to the first all female Outlast podcast episode, then you need to go and watch that Angry Joe review on Outlast 2 because
that is hilarious.
I was dying with laughter with that video.
It was so great.
And then after you've done all that, you need to go to the liquor store and spend about $400 on booze and just drink all of that shit away because that's the only way you're ever going to forget that bullshit.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Yep. Maybe we need to get that Men in Black thing, too, with the Flash, so you'll forget it, too. Anyway. The next category is for the most scariest game of 2017. And that happened to be, and this was actually a tough one. I'm going to first say this was actually a tough one because I did find some really creepy aspect for some of the games that I played. But this one takes the cake just because you'll understand why. So the most scariest game of 2017 for us is White Noise 2. And that is because no matter what, if you're playing solo or multiplayer with friends, shit's gonna go down.
Shit's about to get real.
Shit is gonna get real, depending on what AI monster you're going against, or even if it's a real player. Your ass is gonna be getting scared. Not like I was getting scared, but just the fact that I kind of did jump at one point. Like, not like, holy fuck jump, but like, it just startled me because I wasn't expecting the monster to just randomly come up behind me. But this game is really done in a way where, like, it is so dark, you have to really pay attention for that creature. Otherwise, you are screwed. And
yeah,
these are my 3 reasons of why I believe White Noise 2 takes the cake for the most scariest game. 1, like I just said, if you play solo or multiplayer, shit's gonna get real. 2, the creatures in that game, whether you play any one of them, they're amazing to play with. They all have really unique abilities where you can have fun. Number 3, if you're the investigator, there's lots of ways to shoot a monster away. And that is by picking up a clue. If the monster is close, they will teleport away from you because you picked up the clue. Another way is using your flashlight. Flashbang. You'll find items throughout the game that you can use to help distract the creature per se, or help get the creature away. Like I just mentioned with the flashbang. Throw the flashbang, bang. He's teleported away from you for a while. And that's it. Tessa, what are your top 3 things for White Noise?
I'm actually going to agree with you on yours, but I'm going to add something. I like how the fact that even though if you die by the monster, you're not out of the game. You're still in the game, even if the monster takes you out of the equation, like in the living wise, you become a ghost. You're able to go around, you're able to disarm their idols, you're able to take them down, you're able to disarm, like, traps, like the one where
the decoy
one where it simulates like a tape.
Yep.
And you're able to find items and help your teammates, so on and so forth. So that's what I'll add to what Paul's already said, because we actually agree on the same things for this game. So how about you guys? Barry, Crystal?
Crystal, you want to go first? Go ahead.
Yeah, I can go. I really like the game, like, when I play with Paul and Tessa, like, it really keeps you on edge because you don't know when the monster's going to show up, whether you're playing with a person or as an AI, because that thing can just pop up right behind you. If you're not paying attention, then it's already caught you. So I really like that aspect of it. And as you play the monster, I really like all the abilities you have as the monster. It gives you a lot to work with. You can set up your totems, you can set up your decoys, and with me, I always set my little summoning sticks by my totems.
Which we hate you for.
And I always pull somebody away.
Yeah, your little booby traps.
My little booby trap. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it gives you a lot of leeway in the game as a monster. So I really like the game.
Yes.
It's only $10. You can't beat that for $10.
No, you can't. No, you can't. All right, Barry.
Well, I think honestly the reason why I find it the most scariest game of 2017 is not only will agree with what you guys say, but hands down, guys. Like Paul said, the monsters are very well. Not only are the monsters very well, they're tricky, they're very fun to play with, but at the end of the day, the way that they look, they're not like normal monsters where, okay, boom, okay, ooh, it's a monster. Like, they actually got detail in the way they look. And that was one of the reasons why I like it. The other reason why I like it is because for being okay, so basically, guys, when you play this game, you're walking around, and you got to use your flashlight to guide yourself around so you can see. And let me tell you guys something. When that flashlight goes off and you have no light source, man, and you're lost, you don't know where the fuck you are going, man, it gets a little fuck creepy.
Yeah, your flashlight is your best friend in that game.
Yeah, that is exactly. I mean, because you're not getting infinite fucking. Well, you are getting infinite glows to throw around, but it's a chargeable thing. So once you throw one, you gotta wait like 30 seconds to get one, if not longer. You have to, like I said, it's just that. And then, like, not only that, but when you're playing as the monster, it's just, it's got that eerie feel to the game. And to be honest with you, we haven't played a game like that in a very long time. And to be honest with you, whoever the maker of that game is, and like Crystal and everybody says, for $10 you can't beat that shit.
Nope.
$10 you can't beat that, man. It's a great quality game that you guys should definitely pick up. You should definitely go play it, experience it for yourself, and you'll even probably admit, hey, look, hey, it is a little bit creepy. It is kind of scary, but at the end of the day, I guarantee all of you guys will enjoy it.
And I agree. Also, the environment.
Oh yeah, hands down.
No matter what map you choose, it's great. Like, they've really put in a lot of detail, whether it be like the hospital, the ruin, the outdoors where the camps are. Like it's just amazing. And like Barry's saying, if you don't have flashlight batteries and you get lost, especially if you even have flashlight batteries, that is your worst enemy, because now the monster's going to find you, because you're going to be the easy picking. And one thing, I'll keep it right there for a minute. I don't know if Ramont is still here. Ramont, you still here? Okay, I know he went away for a minute, so I guess he's still busy with a phone call that he just got. So we'll come back to Ramont. All right, now I know Barry and Ramont won't be able to have anything to say about this next one, but me, Tessa, and Crystal can say something about it. And that is going to be what, babe? What's the next category?
Worst Scariest Game of 2017, Paranormal Activity, Lost Soul.
For the VR.
What a disappointment.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only thing I really liked about this game was, like, how you had to, like, pick up stuff to, like, perform a ritual at the end. That's pretty much, like, the only thing I really liked about this game. Other than that, I didn't really care for it.
Well, which item, though? Like,
I'm talking about all the items that you pick up for the ritual at the end. It doesn't matter which
one. It
doesn't matter which one. I just like the idea of it.
Okay, yeah. For those
the concept of it.
Yeah. There's two endings for Paranormal Activities, so that's what I was trying to get Tessa with. Like, what about it? Like, which ones? So yeah. Because depending on which ritual you're trying to do, require different items. But Crystal, I'll start with you because you actually played it before me. So let's hear why you would consider it to be the worst, scariest game.
There's two things. It's probably one of the worst games of the year, and it's the worst, scariest game. The simple fact of you guys actually got to beat it. I did not. The simple fact of I have it for the HTC Vive, and it glitched so bad that I got more aggravated with the game. My flashlight would disappear. The game would crash on me. Like, the scares that they try to do probably would have worked if the game wouldn't have been so glitchy and bad. Like, I jumped once when one of the doors slammed on me. I will say that. I jumped. But the gameplay was clunky. It really wasn't that great. And all the work they put in it to make it scary, it ended up just being a complete, total aggravation fest to where I got it refunded on Steam because it was a waste of my $30.
And I don't blame you. Yeah, my reason would be when I first started playing it, you can even ask Tessa here. She was watching me and she saw how frustrated I was even getting. And that was picking up the damn flashlight. Now...
And batteries.
That's like a flashlight. And the batteries.
Yeah.
Both of them.
They actually updated the game, Crystal, where now when you start the game, they automatically give you the flashlight in your hand. You don't even have to pick it up anymore.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, isn't it? So I'm trying to exactly remember, but I want to say I beat the game before this other update came in, and that was so. When you first see the entity, there's no signs at all of where this entity is. Like, you can run into him pretty much if you do not, like, peek your head out the door and look both ways and make sure you don't see the entity. After the update, this is where it also made the game really, I find it to be bad, because now they give you an idea of where the entity is now, because the environment changes, like it starts to decay or something, like that's not supposed to happen from an entity. An entity is invisible. You're supposed to not really know where it is. I mean, I understand what they did before the update. That was good, because I ran into the damn thing quite a few times without even knowing it was there. But as soon as that update came in, I could tell exactly where the entity was just to turn around and run and not get caught. Let's see. The last thing of why the game sucks is because I am not scary enough for me. Definitely not scary enough for me. Waste of my $23 that I paid for it? No, wait, 20. Yeah, 20. It was somewhere around $25 that I spent for it, so a waste of my money. So stay away from it, people. Stay away from it. Tessa, I know you physically didn't really play it, but you watched. So what would make you say Paranormal Activity is the worst, scariest game?
It's not scary. Going to pick up the flashlight or going to pick up the batteries, watching you struggle with that, I was just like, wow, I would get frustrated with this game so easily. It's pretty bad that if you're getting frustrated with a game.
I will say, for a fun fact, when I was playing the game, I was trying to sit down on the couch, and instead of sitting on the couch, I fell on the floor.
Yeah, that was kind of...
Funny?
Funny.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
I punched the wall.
What?
That's not good.
Oh boy. No bueno.
Oh, hey, I was trying to grab the key out the little thing and I punched the wall. I know buzz nothing, but it scared the hell out of me when I hit the wall. I was like, oh shit. Oops.
Whoopsie.
Whoopsie. That's why you're supposed to have a good radius, like 10 feet radius of space there, Crystal.
Sadly, our trailer doesn't allow that. It's too small.
Well, not anymore, it won't be.
I know, I can't wait.
So, I think I'll let everybody here decide on their own, but for me and Tessa, because I really don't know if you guys have actually seen it, but me and Tessa both agreed on the best film of 2017 would have to be A Ghost Story. Why? Because the meaning behind the story is powerful. There's not much dialogue in it, which is not a bad thing. There's just enough dialogue, and then the rest is just pretty much you watching the family member fall apart and become depressed to the fact that she's the wife, or should I say widow now, is eating a pie that a friend of hers brought for her to help cheer her up, and you literally watch the scene, and this is a long scene, probably one of the longest in the film, but it's just a good scene because you just watch the now widow wife eat the pie to help, what's the word I'm looking for?
She's comfort eating. She's trying to find comfort in eating the pie. It's like a way of trying to console her because she's been repressing her grief. Yep. She didn't really have much of a reaction when she first initially found out that her husband was dead.
Yeah. And I think the final thing that I'll say about the film, besides what I've already said, is because I want to make sure I want Tessa to be able to say something that I haven't mentioned. But the last thing for me about A Ghost Story would have to be the fact that once the widow wife moved out, you're watching the new people come in, you're watching him not liking it because it's just not the same, because he wanted to help build the house when he was alive into their home, to the point where the next door neighbor is also a ghost, and those the deceased husband and the neighbor who died are trying to have like a conversation. That is a pretty interesting piece too. And those would be my three, and Tessa, take it away.
One of the things I'm definitely going to have to agree with Paul is it is a very powerful story, despite the fact that there, like he said, there is not much dialogue, but, like, it's more or less watching the emotions and the body language of the characters that you're viewing unfold. And I think another thing that I really liked about it was when she would when her husband was alive, she would tell him that she would take little messages, little pieces of paper, and write messages on them and stick them in the places where she's been. So there would always be a piece of her left behind. And one of the scenes that really, like, tugged at my heartstrings was after he had died and became a ghost, and she had left the house that they were living in together. You see him as a ghost, like, scraping away at the doorway of where she put the last note that she wrote and had hidden it into that door frame. And you can see him scraping at it, like trying so hard to reach it, you know, wanting to hold on to that piece of her. And that was like one of those scenes that just really pulled at me. And The soundtrack for this movie was amazing. It was beautiful. Very emotional, full of feeling.
Yep.
And it was a beautiful story in general. So that's why I liked it. And it was one of our favorite films for 2017.
Yeah. Thank you, babe. Yeah, I definitely agree. The soundtrack is very stunning. It's definitely memorable. You'll want to hear it like almost once a week kind of thing. It's just like it's that good.
Yeah, we kind of went on like a binge thing for like a week or so after we watched.
You did, at least.
Yeah, I did. I love the soundtrack so much that Paul had bought it in disc form and I had it in my car, yeah. And I was listening to it like.
You even remember that one song you would repeat?
Yeah, I do. What was it? It was
If you don't remember, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I can't remember it offhand, but I do remember how the words went to it, and it was just a really, really riveting movie, and the music just tied it all together and just made it great. I mean, it wasn't necessarily like scary, but it was a Paul said, it was a
powerful meaning.
It was a powerful meaning behind it, which made it great.
Yes. All right, Crystal, we'll start with you. I know you probably haven't seen A Ghost Story, but if you had to decide on a best film for you of 2017, what would it be and why?
Well, y'all, I know you guys did not like it. Did not.
Oh, and I know where you're going with this.
You know where I'm going with this. Because it was a tie, because I didn't see the Avatar until this year. And I absolutely love the Avatar.
Yeah, we all love the Avatar.
That was in 2016.
Yep.
So my 2017 movie is The Void. That is by far my favorite film that I have seen this year. And I'll tell you why. You tell him, Pup, it's a great film. It brings back the old school 1980s horror film. They really did their best to make it feel like an old school horror film, and I loved it. From the practical effects, the story, how they did everything. Oh, I loved it. I love that movie. And I know Paul didn't like it because, he's partially deaf and they don't allow subtitles or subtext, which is kind of dumb. I don't agree with that either. They should have an option for that.
Alright, so I'll say something real quick. I will agree with you. The practical effects is definitely caught my attention.
Yeah, the practical effects were good. Really well done.
The soundtrack was actually really good as well.
It was decent, yes.
Now, the one thing that you were just mentioning about the subtext, DVD form in Amazon do not have subtitles. Now, this is what I find ironic. It came on Netflix. Netflix offered subtitles for the film. Me and Tessa actually sat down to even give it another try. And I still could not get into it, even with subtitles. Something about that movie, with the story, for me, just makes me lose interest. I don't know what it is, but I love the practical effects. And everything else about it.
I have one other thing to add that I did like about the Void movie, and that was the one character, that one monster guy that can contort and twist his body like in a very inhuman, unnatural way. He's also played in numerous other films that we actually really like, and that was pretty much one of the things that I really liked about the Void as well, was that monster that could move around in a very inhuman way, and it was believable. It was like, holy shit, this thing is not of this world. It's very inhuman, and you know, I wouldn't want to
find out it's an actual person.
Yeah, but still, like at the time when you watch a movie, it's like I wouldn't want to be alone in a room with that thing.
Oh yeah, me either. Me either. But Crystal, I'll let you continue.
I mean, I guess it brings back like the 80s cheesy horror film, kind of like a grindhouse film in a way. It really made me appreciate that people still use practical effects. And to even be brave enough in a generation where CGI is so heavily relied on.
Yes.
That they did that. And that is why The Void is my favorite film. So if you like old school 80s, weird, squiggly monsters, The Void is for you. It's a very H.P. Lovecraftian in some ways, and I think you would enjoy it.
And if you're part deaf like me, stay the fuck away from it.
Because it does not, because it is not subtitle friendly.
Nope. Alright, Barry, what would your best film of 2017 be, and why?
Well, with me, I know a lot of you guys probably, you might not agree with me on this one, but for me, I saw a lot of films this year that I didn't agree with the whole remake of It, and I wasn't a big fan of Jigsaw, but for me being a big fan of this, I enjoyed Alien Covenant. I know a lot of people didn't like the movie. They didn't think the movie. They thought the movie was very well. It was poorly made, which, in my opinion, I liked it because one, I like Alien. It's not a horror movie. I think it's more of a thriller aspect, but I like it because
science fiction.
It takes science fiction-y. It takes on the whole aspect of the alien and where they came from, and I like the fact that they went to this planet and you find out what happened to. In this one, you find out what actually happened to the members of Prometheus, and with David, and how he was actually. You find out that David throughout the movie was actually killed off, and it was what's that guy's name? What's the other one's name? The guy they took over David. I can't remember. Is it David or it's David, right? Isn't it? Because they're clones, right? Or they're like made.
David, I think, was the original one.
David was the original,
yeah,
and
David was
Walter.
Walter was the good one.
Walter was the good one. But it turned out that David was the. Walter gets killed off in the movie, guys. So it's like you find out that it's really crazy how they did it, because like throughout the movie, you see Walter and David get into a fight, but then you see that. You think that Walter won, and then it turns out that David actually killed Walter, and he just took it over.
But you don't find that out until the very end.
You don't find that out till the end. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to stop you there for a minute, Barry. All right, I will agree with you. I actually enjoyed the movie too, but yes, there is a but. I do have quite a few problems with the film. One, they made the audience feel like idiots, like it's like dumb, like if we were dumb or something to not see some of the things. And what I mean by some of the things that that they didn't think would catch on to. Okay, explain to me this. So Walter is the good AI droid, right? He can patch you up, he can heal you, whatever. He knows how to pretty much like fix you up as a doctor.
And he can actually heal himself.
And he can heal himself. Now,
David can't.
When David and Walter fight, when David came back as quote unquote Walter, what the first thing David asked for? To be fixed up. Okay. That right there should have wore a red flag to the crew of the Covenant saying, wait a minute.
This
This can't be Walter because he can heal himself. That is my first problem with the film. Number two, and it's everybody's problem, and that is the flute scene. I can see why it's a problem, and I agree with it. There's two other things that I will mention, and then I'll get into my good thing. The second one, or third, would have to be when David is watching the alien come out of Oram's chest. It is kind of developed, and that's weird because we've never seen that before.
No.
And plus, the one thing that irritated me is that David puts his hands up, and so does the alien. So it's just what the fuck? And the last problem I have with the movie has to be how they kill off the final alien off the ship. That reminds me way too much of the other Alien films. So they could not think of anything original, and that's it for me. Now, for my good thing,
because they shot because the last one, because if I remember right, they shot it. Didn't they shoot it off into space or some shit? Is that what they was?
The last what? The last Alien film, or you mean the last scene?
Yeah, in the last scene when they killed the final alien, didn't they shoot it out in space or some shit?
No, they opened up the door the airlock door thing, where all their equipment vehicles are and stuff. And what's her face?
Ripley did the same thing.
Yes, Crystal caught on to it too. Yep.
That's what Ripley did in the first movie. She strapped herself down, opened the airlocks, and shot the alien out.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
The only difference to this, though, is that the alien got impaled onto the vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
That's the only difference. But, yeah, that scene kind of broke my heart a little bit because I was just
It was disappointing.
It was a little disappointing for me that they could not think of anything original.
But you know what? It's way better than Prometheus.
Yeah.
Well, and the reason why I picked Alien to be my favorite movie of the year, 2017, was because it's Alien. I enjoy they outdid it compared to what Prometheus was. I didn't like Prometheus at all. So they really they definitely took it to the next level, and they redeemed themselves with the Covenant. It could have been better, yes. But I think it was. But to be honest with you, watching all these movies this year, I did see Jigsaw. I wasn't a big fan of that one. Jigsaw, and the reason why I say I wasn't a big fan of that one is because it wasn't scary in my opinion. If I watch a horror movie, I like to be. The
trailer kind of showed me as it was more of a comedy now than anything.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then I didn't like. I'm sorry to any of you guys out there that just didn't like that loved the movie. I didn't like the remake of it. I thought the classic was 10 times better, in my opinion. Basically, in my opinion, the new It movie, all they did was they made it more bloody and gory. In my opinion, I didn't like the new one. I prefer the old one, the classic one. That, in my aspect, is just another way. It proves my point every time I tell people that Hollywood is running out of ideas to make good movies because they have to go back and do reboots of classic movies that were done in the 80s and 90s, you know what I mean, and 70s. So, like I said, in my opinion, Alien Covenant, in my opinion, was probably the best movie I've seen of 2017. Honestly, hands down.
Nice.
That I actually sat down and enjoyed.
Nice. Now is Lamont here, or is he still away?
He's still away.
Okay, I think he's still away.
I think he's MIA.
Okay, so we'll have to pay attention to when he gets back then. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna finish up. I loved the soundtrack to Alien Covenant. I loved
I
the
did too.
Xenomorph.
Phenomenal.
The Xenomorph is probably one of my new type of favorite species. The only thing I didn't like about the Xenomorph, that they didn't give them enough screen time. Because you're introducing us to a new type of species and you kill both of them off.
The Xenomorph wasn't that one the white one?
Yes.
Dude, that one was fucking sick, bro. That was awesome. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was the white one. I was like, when I saw that, I was like, a white alien? Okay. I was like, okay, this is badass.
Yeah, that was the backburster.
And what was crazy about the whole situation about that, sorry to cut you off, Paul, was I liked them. Like, I didn't think, like, when you saw the Xenomorph, when you saw him crawl up the tower, like the building, the wall area, and I was like, okay, he's in somewhere. I was like, okay, maybe they're just showing off. Maybe I thought maybe there's something has to do with the different side of the planet or something. You know what I mean? And then it showed the cutscene of this girl, and then you just see her, and the fucking thing's standing up right behind her, and I'm like, oh shit, homeboy's sneaky. He just ran in there like it was nothing. I was like, okay, you go. That was crazy. I like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did like that part.
Yep. Yeah. It definitely is smart. And that's why I feel like they needed to have a little bit more screen time. So we could really...
Now, my question, do you think the next one that they do, if they do it all, you think they're going to put more screen time with that? Because I'm going
to hold that question until the very end of this episode, and you'll understand why I'm going to hold that question until the very end of the episode. All right. So, next topic, which we all agreed on to this, because I think every single one of us has seen this. I'm pretty sure you have too, Barry, and I kind of wish Lamont was here because he wanted to talk about this film, and that is the worst film of 2017. Go to what, Crystal?
The Cult of Chucky.
That is right. So, why, Crystal, is it the worst film of 2017?
Total utter trash.
Alright. It was hot, steaming pile of trash, just like Outlast 2. The whole story was ridiculous. Like, and I haven't watched a Chucky film in a long time, and this was the first Chucky film I let Kool-Aid watch. And just the multiple Chucky dolls and him possessing each one of them at this crazy house. They're at this mental place.
Mental institution.
And yeah. And it just, the story was, it felt like the story was just thrown together. You can tell they're running out of ideas for Chucky. And they tried, kind of, sort of, bring it back to how Chucky used to be. But they didn't get there. Like, the corny jokes. Like I said, the multiple Chucky dolls being possessed. You know, and then Chucky actually possessing people now. And I'm just like, okay, enough.
Howie Ma.
Oh, goodness.
I did like, the best thing was Jennifer Tilly. Bringing Jennifer Tilly back was the best thing
that was like the best part of the entire movie, was bringing her back.
Hell yes.
We all love her.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, I don't even, to be honest with you, with the whole fucking, the multiple Chuckies, I just didn't think I thought that they tried to do something with it, but whatever their idea of what they were trying to do, it just didn't pan out. It didn't go the way they wanted to. I mean, or maybe in their eyes it did, but to us it just didn't. I definitely like the fact they brought Jennifer back. That was definitely probably the best part of that whole fucking movie. but I don't know. There's a lot. I even tried watching it a second time to understand it, to see if I could understand and maybe possibly put pieces of the puzzle together that I was maybe missing the first time. But then again, I don't know. It was just something about that movie then and how it was made. And I think the most retarded part was the multiple Chuckies, hands down. Like, that was just stupid. And I feel like, to be honest with you, compared to the old Chuckies, I feel like Chucky wasn't, because we all know Chucky. Chucky's his funny, goofy, killer self. But in this one, it just felt really,
muddled,
awkward. Yeah, muddled. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just felt.
Well,
it didn't seem like Chucky to me.
I think they should have stopped at Bride.
Yes.
They should have stopped after Bride. Bride should have been the end of it.
Yeah.
Because I actually liked Bride because of Jennifer Tilly.
Yes.
But then after that, like the movies after that, I'm just kind of like, oh, why?
Like Seed of Chucky.
Yeah.
I did like the first comeback, though. The Curse of Chucky. I actually enjoyed that one. That reminded me of a Chucky film. A little bit.
Yeah, well...
And...
It wasn't bad.
No.
Was just...
I know.
I never saw Chucky after the Seed of Chucky. That's the last one I ever watched until the Cult of Chucky. That was it.
Well, see, here's where to me this is where they failed. Andy, who is now grown up, has the original Chucky head.
Andy Barkley.
He had the original Chucky head, and that's how you found out that. That before Andy took the original Chucky's head, that he ended up making other dolls of him come to life. And that's why now there's multiple Chuckies, is because he somehow, whenever the hell he said he did it, was like, I guess during either one or during number 2, I guess. Sometime after number 2 or whatever, he supposedly did it. He, made another Chucky. And, that to me is where they failed. Because, everybody is saying, Chucky is not Chucky. So, yeah. It's cool that the guy is still, who plays Chucky is still him for the voice. Don't get me wrong. And Jennifer Tilly. But, why?
They need to stop.
Just stop.
Yeah, just let that settle into the ground and not dig it up again.
Yeah.
I mean, Chucky's never been one of my favorite horror films anyway. I like Chucky, but if you put Freddy or Jason and told me pick which one you want to watch, I wouldn't pick Chucky off the bat. Because Chucky, I don't know, Chucky's films always just kind of...
They're more humorous, dark humor.
Yeah, they're too silly.
Yeah, it's dark.
But
then again, Freddy's the same way too. But something about Freddy, I like Freddy Krueger more than I like Chucky. I'd watch Freddy's movies first. But I liked, 1, 2, and 3 Chucky. Those were good. But after the Seed of Chucky, that was it.
Yeah.
Seed of Chucky, I drew the line at that one. I'm like, alright, that's enough. No more, please. Kool-Aid rated that movie, I think, a 3 out of 10, and that was his first Chucky film he ever saw.
Oh, wow. That's pretty bad for a first Chucky movie. So,
yeah.
Sounds like you need to go back and get Child Play 1, 2, and 3, and show
Yeah,
Kool-Aid
I need to let him watch the originals.
Yeah, you do. You need to, revenge that loss. I think that's all we need to say about Code of Chucky. Now, if I could make a drum roll for this, I would, because I think we're all excited for this. All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Most anticipated film of 2018 is...
John Carpenter's Halloween. Damn right.
Yeah, I can't wait for this one.
We not only do we have John Carpenter coming back as a executive producer,
we also have Jamie Lee Curtis coming back as
Laurie Strode.
Yeah.
And it gets better, ladies and gentlemen. We get the original actor that played
The Shape.
The Shape.
Nick Castle.
The Shape returns.
The Shape returns.
So this should be interesting.
This,
let us hope.
So, and we just found that out today, that Nick Castle is coming back as Michael Myers. So, my heart, like a couple other people's hearts, have been bursting out of their chest because it's so full of joy that now we just hope and pray that this is not a disaster. Especially since we've heard the news of a couple things. One, which is I think the most important news, is that this may be the last Halloween movie we will ever get. The other news is that we got the original actors coming back. Some of them, I should say.
The ones that are still alive.
The ones that are still alive, of course. And here's where it gets interesting. From Halloween 2 onward, does not exist in this timeline anymore with this new Halloween. It's just the original.
This will be the second one.
Yeah, that's pretty much what this is. It's pretty much the second coming of the first one. And I don't really know what else more to say to this. So, Tessa, how excited are you for John Carpenter's Halloween coming out next Halloween?
Super, super excited. Like, I can hardly wait to see what they're gonna bring to the screen and bring to the table. And I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that it is as good as I am hoping. I know we are all hoping it's going to be great and that sticks to originality and things like that. So,
yeah. Crystal, why are you excited for John Carpenter's Halloween?
Well, anyone who listens to the podcasts knows Halloween is my favorite horror film ever.
That's right.
This has to be like one of the most exciting moments of my life. To get to see Laurie Strode and Michael Myers and have John Carpenter be in it. I mean, this feels like I'm a kid again. When I see this film, the little 7-year-old that used to hide and pretend she was dead because Michael Myers was going to come get her is going to be terrified and screaming for joy at the same time. I mean, I don't see what they can mess up with these three back. But, you know, I just have to wait and see. But I'm excited. Oh my God, I'm excited for this film. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. I just wish it would come faster than what it is. Because anticipation is going to kill me.
The anticipation is going to kill you. Barry, why are you excited for Halloween?
I mean, it's Halloween, okay? It's John Carpenter. Come on, classic right there. Classic John Carpenter coming back to do a Halloween film. Not only that, but we got Jamie Lee Curtis coming back as playing Laurie. Dude, it's going to be phenomenal. My only pet peeve about it, John, and I really hope one day you hear this podcast, because all I got to say is, man, 40 years just to get number 2 from you, man. It's a long time, my dude. And to be honest with you, I can't wait. Like I said, like Crystal said, I can't wait for it to come out. The anticipation is going to kill me. I know, I can promise you, if my schedule works, if it works out, when Halloween comes out, I promise you I will be in theaters that night. see that.
Midnight premiere. I'm going to the midnight premiere. I don't care who's with me. I'm going to the midnight premiere.
I agree. And then we'll all have to, do a happy-go-lucky episode of that, too. Alright. I think we'll give Barry this one. Barry should remember the list. With hope. So, Barry, what is the most anticipated game of 2018, buddy?
What is the most anticipated game of 2018? That's a good question, buddy. I don't remember the list. You put your hopes into me, and I don't remember the list.
Agony.
What is the game? I'm going to let you say that one.
Agony.
Oh, Agony. Oh, Agony.
There you go. Look, he knew.
You're right.
Yeah, he knew. He knew. God.
Agony. Yeah, I can't wait for this one. I finally was able to see the trailer. I'm really super excited for it. I can't really talk much about it regarding it, but if you guys have seen the trailer for it, if you guys have heard anything about it, it's going to be a phenomenal game. My only hopes is, did they do a beta for it, or are they planned on doing a beta for it, or are they just going to come out with it? Do we know? Anybody?
Well, okay, first, I'll throw this out here. We get in exactly 3 months and 10 days, it will be available out on consoles, PC, wherever it comes out on. Yes, they did do a beta, but it was for backers only. And I was a backer, but unfortunately with my piece of shit laptop, I could not play it, which sucked.
They didn't do a beta on console. It was just PC.
They never do on consoles because it's a lot more complicated to get a beta on consoles.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Don was talking to me about that because I was talking to him about a haunted witching hour, which we will actually get to. Damn it. Anyway, he was telling me about it. But just all pretend you did not hear that. So, yeah. Alright, let's go. I know everybody's already like, what? What did he just say?
Moving on.
But, yeah, so, Barry, I know you can't say much of it. So, Agony, from what you've seen, what makes you excited that it's the most anticipated game of 2018?
Well, for me, it was just what I saw from the trailers. It's got that dark, it's got that witchy feel to it of what I saw with the rituals, with everything just looks really gruesome and everything looks, what's the word I'm looking for, man? I'm shooting a blank here. God, it just looks, I don't know, man. It just looks so good. I don't know what else to say about it, man, honestly, because to be honest with you, it's just got, when I saw the trailer for the first time, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was thinking, what the fuck is this shit? And then you actually start to watch it, and you start to see the gameplay of it, and it just looks so fucking good, dude. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I guess when I play the game, I'll have a lot more to talk about it. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
It's one of this game, man.
That's fine.
Honestly.
It's fine. We did an episode on it for season 2 finale. Crypto. I know you're excited for the game. So,
Yeah, I am.
So let's hear your opinion on why you're excited for this game.
This game looks, it is so fucking beautiful. The graphics are amazing. And what you know of the story from the trailers and stuff, just the walkthrough, the small playthrough you see of it, it looks so good. Like having to find the little totems, and just the visionary of it, watching, at one point I was watching one where you're standing in a hallway and this dude is blocking up a tunnel, and then you see him put babies between the rocks like mortar, and he's just closing up the hole with babies and rocks. And it's such a twisted game. It's not going to be for everybody. If you're under the age of 18, don't play this game.
Or if you have a weak stomach.
Or if you have a weak stomach. It's just the visuals, the music.
We got half-naked demons.
Fucking fantastic. We have a vagina monster. I mean...
Is this game, all I got to say, is this game going to be streamable for Twitch? Because I feel like it's not.
It might not.
It's got a lot of nudity.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of goriness and a lot of X-rated and...
It's going to be awesome.
A lot of...
I can't wait.
Goodness.
All right, babe. Take it over. Why are you excited for Agony?
Oh, God. Why am I excited for Agony? It visually is very captivating. It's a kind of hell that pulls you in, and it makes you want to go deeper into it because it's just the environment alone is absolutely gorgeous, and the gameplay from what I've seen looks really, really well done. You get to play as a demon. A martyr.
And a lost soul.
And a lost soul in this game. And I've seen the gameplay of...
Almost every single one.
Almost every single one of them. And I think one of my favorites is when you get to play as the demon. In that floating forest.
Yep, the floating forest.
The floating forest is like my favorite environment that I've seen so far that's been shown to us. It's... visually very beautiful.
And you got a river or lake. I'm trying to figure out what like a pond, we'll just say, of dead body parts and blood.
Yeah. It's
very refreshing.
It just looks like a very, like, captivating game. It looks like a game that I could easily get lost in for hours and just, like, the outside world won't exist for a while. Kind of like how we all were for The Evil Within 2. We all became, like, a bleep on the radar when that came out. But...
We came back to life after.
We came back to life after we got our fix, but I think Agony is going to be very promising, and I like the fact that they're taking their time with the game and making sure that it's done properly, and that they're not trying to rush it out the door, you know, to everybody.
Like some games.
Like some games. Like, I actually we'll get to that, but I like the fact that they're taking their time with Agony and making sure that Agony is going to be done right, and we're not going to end up with all these stupid, shitty glitches and shit, and, you know, lagging and every fucking thing else that you can think of, you know, and they're really taking their time building these characters and these environments and making sure all the mechanics of it work, and from what I've seen, it looks really well done, and I can't wait to actually get it and dive into it once it's done to perfection.
Yep.
So that's my thoughts about Agony.
Now, do we know is it going to be anything multiplayer, or is it all most of a single player?
Single player.
It's single player, but
yep. All right. So,
because I was saying that I think it'd be cool if it was like a co-op, like throughout the story. I thought it'd be pretty cool, like to experience it with your friends.
That would be interesting if they could pull something like that off. But
no, I'm not saying like make a multiplayer aspect. Just do the co-op thing, you know.
It would still be interesting if they could pull that off. But in this rate, from what I've seen, single player is just fine with me. All right, so my turn. Why am I excited for Agony? Well, one, they're taking their sweet time with it, which is a plus. Why? Because while they're taking their time with it, the game can finally come out in a physical form, so you can actually own a copy of it without it being digital. The cover artwork was actually voted for by the fans. So what the cover art is for Agony is actually was voted by the fans. So that was awesome of them. 2, it comes out in 3 months and 10 days. That's pretty awesome. 3, as a proud backer, with the updates I've been getting and stuff, we're actually going to be getting a Christmas treat from Agony. And that is going to be the revealing of the Red Goddess. Now, for the past 4 days now, I've been getting every single day an email from Agony teasing the Red Goddess. Babe, you've seen the pictures with me too. Especially with the foot, with the heel. Where the heels are like...
Where the heels are actually digging into the flesh like spikes. Yeah. Yeah.
We also seen... I
want to say the
spine.
The spine?
Yeah.
Yeah, the spine of the Red
Goddess.
The
spine of the Red Goddess.
And I'm thinking the
breast area?
The breasts are like one of them, or one of the breasts or something is one of the images. Just by the shape of it, I'm just guessing, but yeah, it kind of looks like...
Oh, yeah, and then the creepy aspect music that they got going on for the trailer, for the revealing of Red Goddess, for the Red Goddess.
Mm-hmm.
This thing looks like it's going to be a treat. So, hopefully the public will be able to see the Red Goddess. Otherwise, I will have to send you guys the picture that I have gotten.
Yeah, we will have to show you what
we're talking about. And, yeah. So that is a couple reasons why I'm prepared for it. Besides the fact that we're going to be literally playing in hell.
But it's so beautiful how they're doing it.
That's always a pleasure.
It's just so beautiful how they're doing it, though. It's like, wow.
Yep. All right. I think we're all set with Agony, unless anybody else had something to say about Agony.
I think we should move on before we keep talking about it.
All right. Good. I just wanted to make sure. Now, moving on to the next category that we got, which is the best soundtrack of 2017. Which, this was a tough one because I enjoyed a lot of soundtrack this year because I am a big soundtrack guy. But the one thing that we all can agree on is that the best soundtrack of 2017 goes to The Evil Within 2. Yes, that's right. Not only was it the best story, but we also believe it deserved the best soundtrack of 2017. And I'm going to start with Barry because... Barry really loved the soundtrack, not just me, but yeah. Barry, take it away.
Oh my god, guys, talk about a soundtrack. Not only was the game good, but the soundtrack was even better. Because let me tell you guys something right now, okay? Unfortunately, when the trailer came out for Evil Within 2, okay, guys? Paul and Tessa were sleeping, okay? They couldn't stay up. They had to be at work in the morning. I fucking swore on my life that I was not going to bed until I saw the E3 trailer, or the Bethesda trailer for the Evil Within 2. And to be honest with you guys, I get chills just talking about it now. The song that they chose to be the main song for that game fit so fucking perfectly. Guys, if you guys have never seen the trailer of the game, you guys need to go see it now. Like, stop listening, hit the pause button, go watch the trailer. Greatest shit ever. Because they did Duran Duran's Ordinary World, but they did a remix to it and they had a little kid singing it. And that right there symbolized Lily and with how, you know, the game is based around Sebastian getting his daughter back. So you have Lily. They redid Ordinary World to that thing. But not only just Ordinary World, guys. Throughout the game, just of all the different situations, all the different scenarios and outcomes and all this other stuff, the soundtrack alone was just fucking phenomenal. Like, out of this world phenomenal. Like, greatest soundtrack I've heard in a game in a very, very long time. And to be honest with you, to the makers of Evil Within, all I got to say is I salute you guys. I appreciate you guys taking your time with this game. I'm kind of bummed you didn't make it more scary, but at the end of the day, I am so happy that you guys that took your guys' time and you made sure, hey, look, even if we're not going to make it a horror aspect, make it the story-based game and let's put some feeling, because a lot of, and maybe Paul, Tessa, and even Crystal can agree with me, the story alone got us, like, it really touched us, but the sounds and the soundtrack that went along with those moments that got us was so fucking perfect. It was amazing. Oh my god, like, I can't even tell you guys how, like, the songs, like, in the end, spoiler alert, when you find out the situation what's going on between Myra and Sebastian, and Sebastian happened to take Lily away, like, out and get her to safety, Myra just staying back and sacrificing herself to...
Oh, God, I'm getting goosebumps already from you talking about this part. Oh, my God.
Dude, the story, the soundtrack, guys, of that, it was just, oh, my God! It was phenomenal.
Tears were forming in my eyes for that part.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm a man, but I was fucking tearing up like a motherfucker. Like, it got, like, the soundtrack, guys, was so amazing that it got to the point when you heard it, it's like you just wanted to hug your monitor to make you feel better. Like, that's how good the soundtrack was. It got you off your seat.
And
my God.
I'll throw it out there. When I was running with Lily, like, back to that safe house, I was saying, you better fucking make this, because if not, I'm gonna break down in tears right now, because all this for nothing is not gonna happen. That adrenaline rush, and Tessa came out to watch me, because I told her I think this is the end. So she stopped her game just to come out and watch, and she was like, Go! I'm like, I'm fucking trying! Just go! Come on, Sebastian, don't do this to me! Don't do this to me, man! Oh my God, I'm done. I'm getting too much goosebumps right now just talking about it. Goosebumps, cold chills.
It was just so amazing. It was beyond, like I said, I agree with Crystal. I agree with Crystal, Paul, Tessa, I agree with them all. Could they have made the game scarier? Yes. But I will say this, for the game not being as scary, the game was phenomenal. The game was fucking phenomenal. I give it a fucking 11 out of 10. Like, it was just phenomenal because of how the developers and the makers of the game not only pulled you in with the gameplay and the story, but the sounds to go along with it. Man. Oh. You know, guys, small fact, I still listen to that fucking Ordinary World.
Of course you do.
Evil Within. I added it to iTunes and everything. Like, it's even a fucking, it's like, I listen to it all the time. Like, when it comes on, I deleted all the rest of the versions of that song. I have 2 versions of that song. I have one version that Red did, and the other one is from the Evil Within 2. That is it. Like, when it comes on, man, I'm sorry. It's just phenomenal. I love it. Hey, don't judge. Don't hate me for that. That was phenomenal. I love it.
That's fine. Crystal, Tessa, do you have anything else to add about the soundtrack? I kind of put in my 2 cents already when Barry was talking. So, I'm all set.
You guys pretty much said what I would say about it. I loved it. It was just great. And I'm with Barry. Like, Ordinary World, it's one of those songs that just gets stuck in your head, and you even find yourself humming it, or singing it at the random moments. Like I just was, yeah. When you guys started talking about it, right before Barry mentioned, like, Ordinary World, I was over here humming it next to Paul. So.
Yep. Yeah, because you already knew.
Yeah.
Christo, do you have anything else to add for the best soundtrack?
Barry pretty much took every word out of my mouth. Because even I have Ordinary World, Duran Duran's version, and the Evil Within's version on my phone. I fucking blare that in my car. It's a great fucking song.
Yeah, I've got Duran Duran's version on my phone, too. I'm still trying to find the other version of it from Evil Within.
Just get it from my iTunes.
Hey, Paul, can I just say one more thing, bro? I asked. Can I say one more thing?
Yeah.
When they announced the trailer, okay, so like I remember, Paul, I know I sent you the trailer of the game the night that the next day, right? When I as soon as I got it, I was like, Paul, you need to see this shit now.
Yep.
Like when you saw it, right? It didn't even like when you saw the trailer, guys. The E3 trailer, not the regular trailer, the E3 trailer, the actual E3 trailer. When they showed it, it just showed this like. It showed that ghost girl, I can't remember her name, but it showed her in the house, that little house scene where she's in the hallway and she charges you. And it showed that, and it was showing some other things. And then it just got silent. Everybody, you thought that the trailer was over, like, bro, that's gay. And then it came on, and it was the real trailer. And then when I heard the starting of The Ordinary World, I was like, no, they did not. And the song fit the trailer so perfectly, guys. Perfectly. Like, in my opinion, I still show people trailers to that. The people that, they're like, oh, I've heard of it. I've never seen the trailer. Bro, watch this fucking trailer real quick. Fuck the game. Fuck everything else. Tell me if this is not the greatest trailer you've seen in a fucking long time. And I guarantee 9 times out of 10, I get people to sit there and say, that's the greatest fucking trailer. I'm going to buy that game. And I've got a couple people that wear that same day. They'll go home, they'll pull out their PlayStation or their Xbox, and they'll bought the game. And they play it. So it's like, can't go wrong, man. They did a phenomenal job.
No, I agree. I still remember when it came out on iTunes. I think it was you that told me that it was on iTunes, or I did. I forgot. No, I think it was me that told you, because I think I saw the post from them where they said the soundtrack was officially available.
I think I remember what you're talking about too, because I think I stopped everything I was doing right then and there to download the song. I think so.
Yeah.
No, I downloaded the whole playlist because the whole soundtrack was on there.
Yep. Yeah, it was like $10 or something for so many tracks.
For me, I pay for it. Yeah, free. I got it for free because I pay for iTunes like every week, every month. So.
That's still cool, but yeah, I don't really think I need to even say any more about the soundtrack. I think we've all covered it, especially Barry.
Round of applause. That's how I give it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want to know what we're also talking about, just go to iTunes, look up The Evil Within 2, because, yeah, it's just amazing. It is really well done. I don't remember exactly how many tracks there are in the soundtrack itself, but yeah, just go get it.
I'm just so happy, Paul, that out of all the shit games that we've had to deal with all summer, that we actually got a beautiful fucking game at the end of it. Just all I want to know. That's all I'm saying, bro. Between Friday and Outlast 2, I'm just so humbled and blessed that Evil Within just blew my mind, bro.
Yeah,
so blessed.
I agree. And on that note, I think we need to go right into the next category, which is the worst soundtrack of 2017. And me and Tessa both agreed on Weeping Doll, which we just talked about, of it being the worst VR game. Ooh, sorry, not sorry. I don't even think I need to even say why the soundtrack is bad. So, on that note, Crystal and Barry. Crystal, I'll start with you. Krista, what is your worst soundtrack of this year, and why?
Oh God, I don't really have a worst soundtrack of this year. Like, if I didn't say any soundtrack that I didn't like game wise, it'd probably be one, but I don't think Killing Floor came out this year. I don't like the Killing Floor soundtrack at all. As far as the movies, it'd be the It soundtrack.
Killing Floor did come out this year.
Okay, then yeah. I do not like the Killing Floor soundtracks at all. That's probably my least favorite soundtrack out of games.
Okay. And then what were you going to say for movies?
The new It.
The new It?
I do not like the new It soundtrack. Do not.
That doesn't surprise me. Barry, what are your worst soundtracks of 2017 and why?
Oh man, that's a good question. Probably my least favorite soundtrack was probably Outlast 2. So I know they had a small one. They didn't really have a major one, but they did have a small soundtrack. I didn't like Outlast 2 soundtrack. I don't think Outlast 2 soundtrack fit at all with the game. It wasn't, and I feel like at the end of the day, they just didn't take much time and effort into putting a decent soundtrack in. But at the end of the day, the game was shitty, so even if they had a good soundtrack, it's not like it's going to fix the game at all. That would probably be my least favorite game trailer or game soundtrack. Movie soundtrack. Ooh, I'd probably have to agree with Crystal on that one. Probably be It. Honestly, I didn't really agree with It as much either. Surprisingly.
Okay, that's fine with me. All right. For the next category, we're going into the best multiplayer game of 2017. That means all 4 or 5 of us that are in here, if Lamont's even here, unless he's still missing in action. We're playing a multiplayer game, and we're having so much fun that we're loving it. We're actually having a good time. And the best multiplayer game of 2017 is...
White Noise 2.
That is right. White Noise 2. And as I was going to say before I stopped myself, because I wanted to save it for this, one of the reasons why I find this game to be one of the best multiplayer games of this year is because when you are with... Even if you just have one friend or if you have a full party with you, you can all group together and protect each other from the monster by shining the flashlight, throwing your glow stick or dropping the glow stick just to help slow down the monster. But the only problem with that, though, is the monster becomes immune to the flashlight and stuff. So eventually it's going to take longer to make them disappear. But if a character, or should I say, if one of your friends or a character, depending on if you're playing with random, gets grabbed by the monster, you can turn around and shine the damn flashlight at them, and it's gonna let your friend or random go. And that is one reason why White Noise 2 is one of the best multiplayer that I've played this year. Babe, what do you got to say about it? Why is it the best multiplayer game for you?
It's just a really fun game to play with, like, a group of friends, like, or even online with randoms, as we call them. But it's an all-around fun game. It's, I enjoy, playing both as the investigator, but one of my favorite things with being the investigator is when I actually do die. I actually like playing as the ghost. I think that's like one of my favorite things about being an investigator is that once the monster kills you, you become a ghost and you can go around. And I like going around and messing with Crystal when Crystal's the monster. I like going around and taking down her damn idols on purpose on her. Just like right when she puts one up, I take one down, you know. It's this little game that her and I have going back and forth. And she'd be like, Tessa, stop messing with my damn idols.
Speaking of that, Crystal, why would you call it the best multiplayer game? Crystal? Uh-oh.
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 I think we
Can you
lost.
hear me?
Oh, there she is.
Yeah, there she is.
Oh, my bad. I somehow unmuted my mic on my headset.
I was waiting for you to come back with a response.
I was talking too, and I was like, damn it, Tessa always messing up my game.
So Crystal, why do you think White Noise 2 is the best multiplayer?
Pretty much like I said before, I mean, whether you're playing as an investigator, you have so many options on who you can play as, you know, how you can customize your flashlights, you know, stronger ones, weaker ones. Each character has their, you know, stats, what they're good at, you know, what the weaks are. Same thing with the monsters, you know. I love playing the monster because I like pissing pulling them off because the monster that I play, I can lay a totem right down there and it puts you right there by my big totem and it raises your fear and separates you from everybody else. So I just start picking people off one by one. And you get to see where they are. Yes.
And this is why Crystal tends to not go after me first, because she knows as soon as she takes me out of the equation, I'm going for her booby traps.
Exactly. So I try to leave Tessa alone. But it's fun, you know, for, like I said, $10. If you like Dead Before Daylight, it's kind of like Dead Before Daylight in a way. You know, you get a group of friends together and play this. It's hours of fun, and it's not expensive, you know. A lot of money, and it's really well done for being a small game. And I mean, just go check it out. Pull up some gameplay of it, and you'll see what I mean. And if you're interested in playing, let me know because I need more people to kill.
Who is okay? All right. Let me ask everybody this. I already know who Paul's favorite is to play as for monsters. He likes to play Mr. OP, the DLC monster.
That's mine. Oh,
and Barry's too. Crystal and I think, are between two of the same characters. We both like to play as Darcy and Ruskala.
I think hers is Darcy.
Mine's Darcy. I think Darcy's the one that lays down the totems.
Yeah, Darcy's the one that lays down the totems.
They actually just added in a new monster as a DLC. It's like a doll.
Yeah, it's a weird doll one. It's a female.
It's like a female doll thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird looking. Anyway, Crypto, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Go on.
Oh, no, Darcy's my favorite character out of all of them. And Vincent Price is my favorite investigator to play.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. And yeah, I think that wraps that up. But yeah, like Crystal said, if you're interested, let her know so she can kill you. And make sure you check out that gameplay trailer. I know, right, Barry? No, I mean, well, I'll say it again. For $10, you'll have the fun time of your life.
Then again, I just think when it comes to those types of games, I like it a lot because it's a multi. You know, it's a team-based game. You gotta work with your team to solve out the, you know, to find the clues.
Yep.
You gotta use and you know what I mean. And you gotta work together as a team. You can't. You know, things can happen, man. The whole game atmosphere changes when you wander off by yourself.
Yeah.
And to be honest, to anybody that knows us, trust me, even if the game is phenomenal, I enhance that shit by 20% by the way I act while I play the game. It's phenomenal.
It's amazing.
The way I act is it just enhances the gameplay. So I think honestly I enjoy it because I can have so much fun with my friends, and I think that it's very well put together. And like Paul and everybody has agreed, for it being $10, I mean, it's a phenomenal experience for $10. I mean, you physically can't go wrong with it.
Nope.
And I think with me, I actually spent an extra like $5 when I got all the DLC or all the stuff for it too. So.
Well, you don't have the 2 new DLCs then.
Oh, did they add some new stuff? I might have to check that out.
Yeah, one's a new monster and another DLC is 2 new investigators you can play as. Yep. Well, yeah. On that note, let's go into the next category, which, oh boy.
Oh boy, this is going to be a long one.
Oh god. We need to try to keep it short.
Worst multiplayer game of 2017. Anyone want to take a guess?
It hurts me to say this because me and Paul were so anticipated for the game to come out. Oh, Paul.
And me too.
Oh, bro.
Same with Crystal.
Hey, I was a backer on it.
Me too.
I backed that fucking game.
Me too.
It would, ladies and gentlemen, that game's going to have to be Friday the 13th. Oh,
that is right. The worst multiplayer game of 2017 goes to Friday the 13th, the game. And
Paul, to be honest with you, I think I'm having a heart attack just saying that. It's hard to say.
Oh, God.
Pain.
Yeah, I know. It kind of hurts me.
It hurts, bro. It hurts because I'm a Jason lover. It hurts I'm a Jason lover.
It hurts me. All right, I don't even... everybody here is probably going to say what I want to say. So, whoever wants to go first on why this game is the worst multiplayer game.
They should have taken their time with this game, like Agony's developers are taking their time with it. They should have spent more time on this game, working out the kinks, the bugs, the glitches, the fucking lag. Oh my god. Now I'm gonna let somebody else fill in.
To be honest with you, I don't think the words have been invented yet on how I truly feel about this game.
Oh god.
On an honest level, like the game is just so fucking broken, and it hurts because it's fucking Jason, baby. Now don't get me wrong, playing Jason is fucking amazing. Like I love it. But oh my god, it's so bullshit. And can we talk about why? Let me just name one reason why I think the game is the worst of 2017. And this is simple, and everybody can agree with it. The host leaving a match. That is the most retarded thing on the fucking game in there. I don't give a shit. And that shit is 10 times worse than laggy servers. That shit is 10 times worse than, all the bugs and the glitches. Dude, the fucking host leaving the game, and it is just retarded. Like, you could be playing Jason, or you could be playing counselors. We could all be sitting here playing counselors. If Jason can't kill any of us, you know what happens? Guess what? He starts crying, and he starts whining to his mommy and daddy, and he leaves the fucking game, and it's just retarded, man. You take so long to get into a game, then just to have the host fucking leave, I think it's completely fucking stupid. And to be honest with you, I hope the developers can I just hope one day they can just get off their fucking ass and fix the game, because I'm telling you right now, guys, if they fix the game and they made the game the way that it should have been played and should have been made, the game has fucking potential. All I got to say.
Well, I'm going to stop you right there, Barry. It does have potential now, because now, if you're looking to grind those Jason kills, or if you want to be Jason without getting booted, now is your time, because now you can download the new update, and guess what? You can be Jason with offline AI bots. And this is why. Those bastards are smart as fuck. And to give you some examples of some of the difficulties, except for hard, I haven't gotten a chance to play hard difficulty yet with the bot, but we played with easy and normal, I think. At least Tessa has. Mm-hmm. And Tessa will fill you in on the easy, because that was pretty hilarious while she was playing too. And so let me start off with one of the most memorable moments when I was playing offline with the AIs was, I forget which girl it was. One of the females literally had a shotgun. She saw me, ran into a house climbed into a house through the window just to lock the door. And then as soon as I started bashing on the door, she climbed out of the other window just to run around the house to shoot me with the shotgun and then run to her death, because I clearly wanted her dead for shooting me with that shotgun. That was one amazing moment of the AIs. And why she chose to just go into the house to lock the door, just to climb out of a window, just to shoot me, is beyond me. Now, here is the most interesting other moment that I actually had with the AI bots playing. These AIs found the fuse for the call to police. Now, I got to the point where I was going to set a trap at the fuse box, because I said to myself, these bastards probably are so smart that they won't even screw up a fuse box. I was right, kind of, because, and this is why. One, when I set that trap up, somebody did find the fuse. They hit the trap. So because of that, I teleported to Packanack, because I was playing on Packanack. And of course, that's where the phone was Packanack. And I went around to where my trap was, and guess who found the fuse? It was Chad! If you can believe that, Chad was trying to repair the fuse. Now, unfortunately for Chad, he died. But the bad news is the fuse was in the fuse box. So, as for me, I set down 2 more traps. Now, the next part of this, I heard one of my traps go off, but at the time I wasn't thinking, because I laid out multiple traps, because I put some around a car. But, so I heard a trap go off. Not thinking of anything, I was just like, yeah, whatever. Now, as much as I was thinking about this, I was like, wait a minute. I should actually go take a look at this phone box. So I went a little bit, I started walking back to Packanack, because I wasn't that far away, so I could just walk to Packanack. Now, somebody was calling the cops. One of the AIs was calling the cops. So I said, oh, hell no. So I shifted all the way around the back of Packanack to hit the fuse box so the call could not be completed. After I hit that fuse box, Tommy Jarvis comes out of the house, who I'm assuming was calling the cops, tried to shoot me with his shotgun and failed. So because he failed, he noticed that Chad had a flare gun. He tried to shoot me with that flare gun, which I'm assuming he was going to try to repair the phone box, because everybody knows Tommy Jarvis, he's smart as hell. So he would have been able to stun me and probably would have fixed the box, which wouldn't have done any good. But the point of this story is he ran to the flare to try to stun me, but he also failed with the flare gun and he met his death. But just the fact that Chad was trying to go for the fuse box, which then Tommy Jarvis tried to call the cops, but failed, but instead got so pissed that I knocked out communication with the cops that he had to run out the door to come and try to shoot me in the face. That is the type of AIs I was dealing with on normal. Now, babe, what were the AIs like on easy?
Oh my god, the AI, because I was just conducting an experiment. I wanted to see how ridiculous they were on easy, or more or less how easy they were on easy. And, well, first thing I get into the match, and I spawn on Bugsy's character. What does Bugsy's AI do? Jumps through one window into a cabin, and then jumps out another window immediately after, going back outside, which I had been right outside the window that he jumped out of, and grabbed him and killed him.
And that's how easy the AIs are.
It's like they want to die.
So it's like they want to die. They're asking to die. And that concludes a little bit for me of that, but because Barry already nailed it, the host leaving without dedicated servers on consoles, because they do have dedicated servers on PC, but they don't have to worry about people quitting. Because in their case, if Jason quits on PC, they're just going to get a new Jason, not us. Crystal, let's go with you now.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, well, you've already talked about the host leaving. That is probably one of the biggest pet peeves I have in that game, is when, you know, a counselor gets killed or they don't get to be Jason, they leave. Also, the glitches. The glitches in those games. When you go to shoot your flare gun and it gets stuck in the air and it doesn't work. Or if, you know, you set a trap down and it doesn't sit down right in front of the door. Or you glitch through a wall into outside, or, you know, glitch back into the house, and then you're just stuck there and you can't move your character. You know, the lag is a terrible issue when the connection's so poor that you can't play your character. Another thing I have a big issue with is with gun media itself. I know there are small individuals working on it, but they're not, how do I put it? You have so many fans outcrying for help and saying, you need to do this, you need to do that to make the game better. Well, guess what, guys? We just gave you some bikini skins. Enjoy. That's not what the community wants. We don't want fucking new outfits or, you know, this and that. We want better servers, a better connection, you know, with all of the glitches. I don't care about fucking outfits. That's trivial stuff. I want to be able to enjoy my game. Also, being a backer of the game, it took us backers forever, and I mean forever, to get our physical copies of this game. I just got mine, was it the beginning of this month, or in November I got it, and as a backer, I only did a $60 back, okay? I didn't do, you know, the big back like Paul did. I pretty much paid for my game. And, you know, they gave us stickers and a magnet, which is cool. You didn't have to do that. But then when we got the stickers and the magnets, and they fit in the palm of my hand, I was like, no, really, you didn't have to give me anything. I feel like this is a slap in the face. You gave me a palm-sized fucking sticker and a magnet that doesn't hold anything to the refrigerator. I just would have rather had my game sooner. But that's just me. That's my beats for Friday.
Yep. And I think that's pretty much it. Like, pretty much, we just want to be able to play matches without people getting pissy that we killed them if we're playing as Jason or whatever.
I just think if PC gets dedicated servers, why can't console?
Well, every time I mention something about trying to play Friday but can't because host always leaves, I get the same reply every time I tag Friday the 13th support. Dedicated servers are coming at a later date. We need them now if you want people to keep playing your game. Otherwise, you're going to lose players. And that ain't good because sometimes there's not really that many people playing on Friday. I can tell you that right now.
The thing is, this game wouldn't be here without us, the fans who backed it and wanted it, and when they made the announcement they were going to do it, all the backers who backed it, we were expecting something so much different than what we got. And the gun media, if you guys ever hear this, start listening to the community. I know you guys are trying, but when the outcry for, dedicated servers has been going on for a long time, the complaint, you guys are working on the glitches, you've got a lot of glitches out, but you guys are worried about people killing each other in the game more than dedicated servers.
Yep.
I don't care if someone shoots me, because I'll come back as, Tommy Jarvis or whatever, and I'll go back and kill them. It don't bother me none. But I want to be able to play my game with not being dropped every other game that I play.
If not every single game that we play.
If we're lucky, we'll get one done without getting kicked.
Pretty much the best way to put this is, if you are not the host, then you need to back out to become the host. But that's just a whole new different story. Moving on now, I think we're done with Friday because, we could go on and on about it, unfortunately. Alright, guys, so we're down, finally, guys, after 2 hours, we're finally down to the two last categories, and we apologize, I didn't really think it was going to be this long, but at the same time I did, because I know we have a lot to discuss. Now, for the last two, we have the most anticipated small indie game of 2018, which, since I've already said it, I'll say it again. The most anticipated small indie game of 2018 goes to A Haunting Witching Hour. Now, we chose this game because, one, the CEO of Enix Studios was nice enough to give us all betas for his upcoming game that is now available on early access for $5 on Steam to play and to help give him feedback. He didn't have to do that for us, but he did because he chose to, because we interviewed him back in season 2, I believe. Season 3, yes. He was actually the episode 2. We invited him onto the show to talk about his upcoming game, which was A Haunting Witching Hour. Now, why? Well, we're talking about a brand new studio that is trying to make a name for themselves, but they're also trying to create a VR and a non-VR game. So you can play A Haunting Witching Hour with or without a VR. That is incredible. Now, does he need help along the way to help get his game going? Of course. But that is what early access is for, to help make the game great. As Don has been very good to us, I think he deserves it because that guy has a lot of passion for his game. And everybody knows he wouldn't have been here without everybody here supporting his game as well. And I'm going to leave that too, because if you guys really want to, check out the interview that me and Tessa did. It's episode 2 on season 3. It is 3 hours and 20 minutes, but trust me, it is worth it because you learn so much about a lot of stuff. How VR works, how his game is coming, and stuff like that. Me and Don are actually in the talks of possibly doing a brand new type of interview for his game to help promote his game even more, because we became very good pals because I believe in him and just like he believes in us. And I'm going to hand this over for Tessa so she can put in why A Haunting deserved the most anticipated small indie game of 2018.
The environment visually looks beautiful from what Don's already come up with the developers. Paul and I have both played through the demo, and they're working, and he's actually asked us to help Don, like if we find any bugs or glitches or anything like that, to tell him about it. So he's kind of been nice enough to include us in helping him out and giving him feedback on how he can improve the game or make it better. And he was actually talking to Paul earlier about some ideas that he's had and how he's rewriting. But from what I heard, it sounds like it's going to be really great, and I think it'll be a big hit once it's finished. And it just
you just look forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to what becomes of the game once it's completed.
Yeah. Barry Crypto, do you have anything to add about A Haunting or a message to Don?
Well, Don, a member of Everything Horror, I think what you're doing is phenomenal, and I love the fact that you are taking your time and you have the passion for something with your game. Unfortunately, I haven't had the time to sit down for 5 minutes to actually sit down and play your game, to experience it myself. But I do know when the actual release date comes for your game and it comes out, I can promise you I will be one of the first, along with Paul and Tessa and Crystal, to actually buy your game and to be able to sit down and experience it. And I just hope that no matter what happens and anything that goes on or what people might think, just know that you will always have all of our support 100%. You, like Paul and Tessa said, you've been amazing to us. You have let us in to be a part of your game, so it kind of feels really it really feels honored to us, because not only are we playing your game, but we can say, hey, we were there with you as you were creating the game, and for you to let us in, it's completely humbled, and I can promise you when your game comes out, I promise you I will definitely be buying your game. So thank you so much for allowing us all to come in and be a part of your game and to experience what you're experiencing, not only with your game's atmosphere, but making your game and being a part of it. And like I said, we're definitely humbled. So I definitely can't wait for the game to come out, honestly. So
that was nice, Barry. Crystal, do you have anything you'd like to say to either about the game or to Don?
Don, you're an amazing dude. As like Barry said, I am extremely humbled that you gave us all access codes. I got to play a little bit of it, not the VR part, as you know, I don't have the VR hooked up, but so far the atmosphere is beautiful. The gameplay that I got to play was really good for what it is right now, and all those people giving you shit on Steam, don't listen to them. It's early access, and that's what they don't understand. You're working and you're striving to make a better game. And I think you and your guys are doing a fucking phenomenal job. Being such a small studio, working on this, you guys are doing something that I could never do. And I respect you and everyone at your studio. And I'm very, very humbled and honored that you guys took the time to do an interview with Paul and Tessa. And, were so generous enough to give us codes to be able to play your game, to check it out before everybody else. So thank you, sir. Keep doing what you're doing, and I cannot wait when your game is finished and play the full game on Twitch and represent you all the way.
And I'll just say for the final thing, thank you, Don, from the bottom of all our filthy black hearts and salty hearts.
And you're awesome, buddy.
Keep up the good work. We're proud of you, and that's why we believe you deserve our reward for the small indie game of 2018. Keep up the great work, and we'll see you when the game comes out. Now, for the finale, guys, I know we're probably not going to have that much about this, but from what we've seen, we can at least talk about that. Now, for the most anticipated big indie game of 2018, goes to...
Remothered, Tortured Fathers.
Tormented
Fathers. Thank you.
Yes. I think you and me should start this one. You actually found the video.
Yeah, I actually was on YouTube one night because Paul and I have been watching two of our favorite channels that I found for us that we subscribe to, which is Dashi Games and Poised. And I forget.
It was Poised.
It was Poised. It was one of Poi's videos that he had uploaded, and it was a game that neither one of us had ever seen before. So I had called Paul in, and I was like, well, hey babe, check this out. Poise is playing a game that you and I haven't heard of, and he was like, well, what is it? And I told him, I was like, it's Remothered, Tormented Fathers, and he's like, oh, okay, well, let's watch it and let's see. And we were both really surprised by this game, and the environment just looks amazing. The gameplay was...
it started off really slow, but that's okay. Cause
it was a good build-up.
Yeah, oh, God.
It was a good build-up.
The build-up was just... I mean...
A game can start out slow as long as it's building up.
To the tension. It definitely got tensioned up because... Whew, I don't want to go into any more because I know Crystal said she does not want to know too much because she only saw... I don't even know what part up to gameplay.
It is definitely going to be one of those games that has you on edge and really on the edge of your freaking seat, and your whole body's going to be tensed up because you're going to be like, oh my God.
Where is he?
Where is he? I don't want to make like a sound and have him find me, you know?
And what do I need to do to escape?
Yeah, it's like, how the hell do I get out of here? And I need to be smart about this.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. So yeah, I don't want to say too much, neither do you. So, Crystal, you said you started to watch the gameplay, so how far did you get, and what did you think of Remothered, Tormented Fathers?
Well, I waited until she got in the house and started exploring, and I was like, alright, this is too much. I don't want to get too far into it and then know the game itself. But what I did get to see of it, it's really well done. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful fucking game. It's like what Barry said before. It's kind of like The Evil Within in a way. It's a story-based game with puzzles. The trailer, though, the fucking trailer, if you watch the trailer itself, it's got some graphic scenes in it, like the tongue getting cut out. You actually can see, you know, I guess that's one of the fathers. Like Paul said, it looks like it's going to keep you on edge, and you've got to be smart about what you do in this game, because that's how you survive. It's figuring out the puzzles to try to get out and stay alive. So I think it's going to be really interesting. It's definitely a game that I'm going to play, simply for the fact of it's beautifully done, and it caught my attention. I just didn't want to watch a lot of the gameplay and know too much, and then go back and play it. I like that to be a surprise for me. So I had to stop watching the gameplay videos. But for what I saw, it's going to be a pretty kick-ass game.
Barry, what are your thoughts?
Remothered, I think it's gonna be a phenomenal game. Like I said, unfortunately, I didn't get to see the trailer until today before we started this podcast. But what I did see, watching a little bit of the gameplay today, like Crystal said, it's a beautiful game. It's very well put together. It looks like I was also thinking about it too. I don't know, maybe you guys can agree with me on this one, but it's kind of got, like I said, the Evil Within 2, but the other game I was trying to think of it, like with the woods and the aspecty feel. It kind of reminded me a little bit of Resident Evil with the graphics and how good it looked, just a little bit. But honestly, I think the game, like I said, I don't really want to know much about it because, like I said, I really, after watching this trailer today, I really think that that's going to be a game that I really want to go into blind. To see if I can figure it out and see if I can try to understand what the game's about and what and how it works. But I definitely gotta agree. It has its moments. It has its potentials in the trailer, and then it looks like it's got that gory side with you seeing the tongue getting cut out. It reminds me of Outlast 1 when what's his name cuts off the dude's finger.
Yes, I know who Traeger.
It's so. Yeah. So it's got that feel to it. So, but I think, like I said, I really think the game's got potential. Like I said, I kind of want to go into it a little bit blind, so I can kind of, try to figure out things on my own. I don't want to be spoiled with it. So, like I said, I think it's going to be a great game to see in 2018. And I guess we'll just see when the game comes out and see how it is.
Speaking of the game coming out, it comes out next month, January the 30th. Right now, you can actually buy the game in early access to start playing it right now at a low cost of $13. But here's the trick. If you actually go to the Remothered website, which I think it's like remothered.com, I think, or something like that. If you sign up for their newsletter, they will actually send you a promotion, if it's still going on, but they will send you a promotion to get their early access game a little bit cheaper. But the good news is, if you buy it right now, you don't have to pay for when the full release comes out. You'll already own the full game for what you've already paid for. So for me, I think I got the promotion for it for like $10. So I only spent $10 on the game, and I am going to have full access to the game when it comes out, even though I can play it right now for the early access. But unfortunately, with my laptop, I really can't. But just the fact that they included the soundtrack piece with this bundle that they have to offer, that's what drew me, because I am a big soundtrack guy. And the soundtrack is phenomenal. And that's my conclusion of Remothered Tormented Fathers. And I think that is also the ending of this episode for our Everything Horror Podcast year-end rewards. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry that it took longer than I thought it was going to be, but we had so much to talk about, and I think it was worth it because this is our first year doing this, and I think we had a lot of fun. And who knows what 2018 is going to bring us, because it all depends on what we're going to get for horror-wise. And who knows, maybe when Remothered comes out for consoles, you might see us talking about that on another episode. So stick around. We actually got an interview coming next month. I'm not going to say who yet. I want it to be a surprise, but we already do have a interview lined up for the beginning of the year. So please hit that follow button, like us on Facebook, whatever. Make sure you're staying up to date with us because you don't want to miss it. We don't want to miss it, and we hope that 2018 is going to be our best year yet. Thank you guys for listening, and I was one of your talkers tonight, or host, whatever you want to call it. I was Paul Dolsky, a.k.a. Devil's Thunder.
Tessa Baker, also known as Red Queen 85.
Barry Leathers, a.k.a. Sky High Gaming 28.
And you got me, your girl, Crystal Calhoun, a.k.a. the one and only Cristela Lovello.
And we did have Lamont in here, a.k.a. Lightspeed Sonic, who ended up
having a family emergency,
and he had to be missing in action. But until then, guys, have a spectacular Christmas, New Year's, just in case we don't get to another episode this month because of the hectic holidays. So on the count of three, guys, who wants to start it?
I'll do it. 1, 2, 3.
Stay scary.